Sky now, they know that it's for the taking here. Time-wise, they can put time into the other ones, and Geraint Thomas starting to go to the front. They know that the other big favourites are a little bit further back.
Yeah, suffering, most certainly. Wow, the Giants are around here to try and protect everybody from nastier Giants. Kindly ones, I guess you might say. Well, Sky got kindly Giants in the form of Ian Stannard. He did a good job of punching some holes in the air earlier on. Geraint Thomas, Luke Rowe as well on duty, and Chris Froome is being guided beautifully. 10 kilometres to go. This is good news for these guys in this little group right now.
Yes, it is good news, and we can see Geraint Thomas just giving it everything here and having a look over his shoulder. We can see there is a split there, and the other riders now. It will be interesting to see who will contribute here with Geraint Thomas on the front, because he needs another one or two riders to push on here with him on his own. We can see there's a group coming back up. Unless they join forces, well, then they'll not be able to make any advantage.
Degenkolb just grimaces, not quite sure what the issue is. Degenkolb's in a great place because Peter Sagan is in another place. Peter Sagan just a little bit further back. This is a quality group of 8 riders, including Nibali, including, of course, Valverde as well. Degenkolb with a stage option, and they're starting to stretch their legs, and it's Froome that's kicked off, and he's decided to go for it. This is gutsy performance by Chris Froome. He showed it, of course, at the Mur de Huy, finished second behind Rodriguez, and he wants to stick this one. And why? Well, where's Contador? That's the big question. How far back is he? Froome knows this is a chance to put some proper space between himself and Contador, his main nemesis. Come on, he says, if you want to play the game, then start rolling the dice. He doesn't want to do it all on his own. He's not going to be taking the mickey out of. And back they come, inexorably being guided by Sagan, who also asks for help. I'm not doing all this myself, he says. And others pick up the mantle of the chase. And Contador calls for some action as well. Wow, they're all trying to lean on each other, but honestly, if they start staring at each other, then they'll stare each other into the abyss. They need to start getting some kind of battle plan. Alliances, forget it, says Valverde. I'm not doing it, I'm working for Quintana. Never thought I heard that issued. At least not honestly. There we go. Just behind it is, here's the chase, and this is why they were pushing on, Sean. We've got Contador here, we've also got Quintana. No wonder, there is Quintana, writ large, the little man, dead centre of your screen with the big green M on his back. The M does not mean, not on a day like this. He hasn't liked this one little bit, you can be sure, but he might get through safely.
Well, I think he is going to get through safely. He's done it now. He just had to get back in. We can see here they're getting back in. Saxo, Tinkoff are just closing the gap down with Contador on tow, with Nibali and Quintana on tow. But we can see up front there was an elite group. TJ Van Garderen from BMC was up there with Van Garderen, with Van Avermaet, sorry, and Nibali. So a lot of the big favourites, a missed opportunity. If they had joined forces, pulled together well, they might have just held on and pulled a number of seconds out of Contador and Quintana.
Meanwhile, this man here, Peter Sagan, was not going to have the mickey taken out of him. He said, no, if you want to chase on, then do some chasing on. I'm certainly not going to do all the work. I think everyone was expecting him to do the work, of course, on behalf of Alberto Contador, but there are other teammates available to bring Contador up to where he needs to be. And that suggests to me, Sean, that Sagan wants to keep something back for himself today, and I'm not surprised.
Well, I asked myself the question. He's sitting on the rear. It's not the place to be, because there is going to be attacks. We're inside 7.1 kilometers to go. There's going to be an attack, very, very soon, because this group is much too big, and there's a lot of different interests as well. Some want to take it down to a sprint, but other ones, of course, they want to try, get a breakaway and win it in that way. But if a team takes it on and pushes on, as we can see here, BMC keep the pace very high, well, that will make it difficult for a breakaway to pull out.
What a day. It's been a very, very long day. Nibali, Froome, Thomas, Sagan, Valverde, TJ Van Garderen, Van Avermaet. Van Garderen doing a great job of staying safe as well. Degenkolb also up here, favourite for the day, but Zdenek Zibar, I think, might have liked a bit more of a gap. If it comes down to a toe-to-toe battle, then Degenkolb is going to have the bragging rights, unless Sagan can get up towards the fore. Well, tongues hanging out for Francis de Jure. They've been bullied, and not least by the tongue lashing that Thibaut Pinot has issued. to his own team, I'm afraid. But well, we're dwelling in a land of no hope, at least for today. 3 minutes and 14 down with only 6.3 to go. I'm afraid that they are cooked, essentially, on this little day. So the Giants are still out, and Geraint is still out as well to do a job today. Will he just be guiding now? I feel as though that may well be the case. I think this is going to come down to the strongmen, and I'm starting to think that Degenkolb is in a fantastic position. This drag, Sean, we haven't really dwelt on it too much, but we're 6Ks from home, so we need to be. Focus has been cobbles, but it's quite a technical run-in, isn't it?
Yes, it is a technical run-in, and with a big group of riders as well, it's going to, to be a risky one, because the final kilometre, when you come inside the kilometre to go, it goes around to the right, it's downhill very, very fast, and then you're onto a little bit of cobble section, and the final 800 metres, there's a left-hand corner and then another left, so into the finishing straight, and it's not an easy run-in with such a big group of riders. If you had 8 or 10 riders coming together, it would take the danger out, but I think there will be somebody who will try go for a long one.
Chris Froome, a little bit of a word, instinctively understood by Geraint Thomas. Meanwhile, further back, BMC looking terrific. TJ Van Garderen is here, so is Greg Van Avermaet, looking at Trek, and their man ensconced as well, Bauke Mollema. 5.1 kilometres to go, and there is that banner. Be welcome on such a long day, Sean. It's been a brutal one as well, if only in terms of the amount of energy that they've had to put into the day. They've all been on their absolute guard, and it's been relentless, hasn't it?
Yes, it has been a relentless day. The pace have been, very fast all day, and the longest stage of the tour, of course, 223 kilometres. An energy-sapping day with the cobbles all thrown in at the very end. We can see here that everybody is, feeling the effects, and the attacks, not coming as quickly as on the shorter stages. We would see a bit more of attacking at this point. So, with the pace being very high, also that is causing problems for riders not thinking of the attack at the moment.
Chris Froome, what a gent! He takes a big toot on a bidon, thinks about putting it in the cage because there's a little bit left. Sees a young fan at the side of the road, offers them the bottle, and just drops it plop to the side of them as he goes by. Fancy having that sort of space in your mind. Just think about the fans as well as yourself. Great man, Chris Froome, and he wears that jersey. A jersey, incidentally, that every time he's taken it, he's never given it away. We expect it to go away from him today, such as the narrow margin at the top, but he's worn it with great decorum and by right after that superb performance up the Murray yesterday.
Yes, and what a performance by Chris Froome today. I was expecting maybe to be in difficulty to hold on to the jersey, but he has done an enormous ride here, and the way he was aggressive, you could see him there, wasn't backing off at all when he was coming through, pushing his way through, and that's the way you're going to hold up here in the front, and Sky will be happy with that performance of Froome, and of course all the general classification that's made in this group today. This will be the day when they say, well, thank God we have got those days behind us.
Do you know what? I couldn't give a monkeys about this particular group, I'm afraid. I think we've dwelt too much on them. There's only 3.8 kilometres to go, quite frankly, and it's a shame for them, I know, but I would, especially as we are essentially hoving in on Francis Tijoux, who I think have compromised themselves by the activities of Thibaut Pinot. That's really the lightning rod for my ire. Nobody else back here who've, I'm sure, put in sterling efforts today, so apologies to the rest of them. 3.5 kilometres to go, and there is Nibali, and he's shooting the breeze. This is fantastic. What do you reckon then? John Degenkolb having a little joke. It's amazing that there's room for levity. Oh, here we go. Let's have a crack, shall we? Why not? Tony Martin going for a long one. Now he can do this, Tony Martin, and he's done it before. Anybody willing to go with him? No, not for the time being. And Tony Martin is going for a long ranger. What a treat, Sean.
Yes, and we can see there Geraint Thomas on the front, not reacting. And the question is, Sky, are they really interested in fighting big time for this jersey? But with a Tony Martin, when he goes in the attack, it looks like he's not going at a fast pace, but we can see the gap opening up immediately. Now, the sprinters teams are going to have to take in control, because Sky on their own, with only Geraint Thomas, is not going to be possible to pull him back.
You know what? A moment's relaxation in terms of your mental fortitude, like the little moment of pleasantry between Nibali and Degenkolb. The teams are all wired up these days. They can see that. And the radio call goes, Tony, it's now, and he's gone. And they're still thinking about it. Sagan's suddenly woken up. Hang on a minute, this isn't supposed to happen. This is not part of the script. Sagan comes up alongside Degenkolb and says, what are we going to do? They're having a chat. They're having a chat. It's all going away from them. Sagan talks to Degenkolb and says, what on earth has just gone on? And Degenkolb says, unfortunately, there has been a Tony Martin bomb that's been dropped, and away he has gone. 2.2 kilometres to go. He can handle this, Sean.
Yes, well, nobody better than Tony Martin to do it, and we can see there's Degenkolb's team who is securing the pace setting on the front, but it's a difficult one to close down Tony Martin. You give him 100 metres of advantage, and it's very, very difficult to do. We can see here there's a lot of looking about.
They're still thinking about it. Come on, help out. Degenkolb says, I haven't got anything left to do this. Says that to Sagan, who says, well, me either, quite frankly. What are we going to do about it? Well, they're pushing on, but it's other duties, I'm afraid, and you can't lean on this man on a day like this as he leans into the corners. He's got all the road to play with. He's got all the angles. He's got a plan, and he's actioning it right now. Superb work by Tony Martin. Once he gets to the Flamme Rouge, he's got two left-hand 90 degrees to take, and then he has got an uphill ramp to take on as well. 1,400 metres remaining. The crowd cheering. He's a popular figure, a rangy character as well. Almost motionless, his mouth when he gets off the bike. He almost stares into the horizon when you ask him a question. It's because he thinks about things. He takes things in deep, and then he issues his thoughts. Right now, he's letting his legs do the talking. They're onto him, though. The pace has suddenly picked up. A kilometre to go. Can he possibly make it? He'll be out of sight in a moment. He's onto this cobbled section. Tony Martin got a bit of pace about him. He can take a climb as well. Two 90-degree left-handers. First one's coming up as he comes down this little ramp. So he's assisted by the decline in the road right now, and he's still open-mouthed and going for it. 700 metres. Takes this left-hander. Got to take it sensibly and then open up. There's the first. Second coming up. It's a little bit of a peaky point within this flatter section. He'll take the last of these right-handers, and then he'll start driving up the hill, and here they come. Are they going to break his heart? Oh, I don't think so, to be honest. They're all still chugging away as he just goes away on rails. 500 metres now. Who's going to go for it? Tony Martin is the answer. He's on this rough cobbles, and he'll start to grind it in. 400 metres now. I think this is going to be a fantastic day for Tony Martin. A great day for Etix Quickstep. I think he's going to take the jersey as well. 250 metres, and they're still grinding at him right now. Cocon's there, so is Degenkolb, but so is Tony Martin. 200 now. He's not looking back. He daren't look back. 150. He does give himself a glance, and suddenly grimaces and roars. Degenkolb realises that this may have run away from him, but Tony Martin says this is going to be my day, surely, and he's absolutely right. Oh, Tony Martin delivers. Fabulous piece of individual endeavour, and it's minor places for Degenkolb, it's minor places for Sagan. Oh my lord, what a fantastic performance that was, and everyone within Etix Quickstep is absolutely delighted. And you know what?